Alright, hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you an introduction to Python. So you all know that I've been coding in Scratch. I made Scratch videos. Today we're going to go with Python, which is written code. You write the code. See in the background, this is what it looks like. So let's go here. So lesson 1, we're going to get started with Python. In this video only, we're going to do lesson 1. Ignore all the lessons. Lesson 1, we're getting started with Python. Introducing Python. Python is a programming language. Well, what does that mean? So just like Spanish, Hindi, and Mandarin, all the languages we speak, ask questions, and make thoughts, we can use Python or other programming languages like JavaScript and C++ to solve a computational problem. Python is one of the most widely used and easy to learn programming languages, which makes it popular for most beginners. It can be used for different types of projects, like designing websites to examining large amounts of data. Python comes in many useful built-in functions, like math functions, square roots, choosing a number, drawing different graphics with Turtle. I'll show you that somewhere in the last lesson. And user-friendly menus and buttons. Trinket. So here I have is Trinket. Here, go to a new tab, guys, right now, and type the following out. And it should take you to something like this. Here, like that, just something like that. The code may be a bit different, but it doesn't matter. Delete that, and you should be ready to go. So, it should look like this, with the code here, and like that. Sides to Trinket. On the left-hand side is where you type all your code. And on the right-hand side is your output, or the result of your code. What happens when you see after the code is run. So go to Trinket and type this following code out. Print with the parentheses or the parameters hello world. Let's try it. So here print print. I'm gonna zoom in just for this case. Print parentheses. Make sure to get the quotation marks. Hello world. Python is case sensitive, so you gotta spell it correctly. Alright, once you're done, this little triangle button to the right is your run. See? And that's what happens. It printed out hello world. Try that, and it should look like this. See, something like hello world. It says it in a different place, but it doesn't matter. Hello Python. Hello world is one of the most basic programs you can write in any computer language. The hello world program can be made by Python by calling the print function, which I'll show you later, and typing hello world in the parameter values. The print function tells the computer to display the text in the parameter values. Already told you now what that is. Hello world is not the only thing you can type. Go to Trinket and type whatever you want with the print function. Here are some examples. See, it tells what to display the text in parameter value. See here, go to Trinket and type any of this out. See, print I love Python, or you can do print do you like Python? Or print well I do. Alright. So that is basically lesson 1 of Python. It's just getting you an introduction to typing some of the basic print functions, and getting set up to the environment. Thank you for watching. That's the first lesson of Python. And I'll join you in for the second lesson. Peace out. Hi guys, welcome back. Today, on our second lesson of programming in Python, we're going to do lesson 2, variables and data types. First, I would recommend if you already watched lesson 1, you're in the right place. If not, then you can go check it out. So lesson 2 is variables and data types. Variables. Variables are stored information, used to store information. Storing information is useful when you want to use that information many times or at different times while running your program. They save you from entering the same block of code over and over. Here's an example. You have the variable age and a value 25. Data types in Python. In Python, the basic data types that can be stored by variables are strings, integers, lists, and Boolean values. And the data type is a kind of value the data is. You may only know one, or you may know all of them. One, you know what integers are, right? All whole numbers and their opposites. Well, we have the definitions. A list is an ordered sequence of values. A string is a data type that represents text. I'll show you that later in the next lesson. Boolean value, a data type that represents either true or false. In integers, all whole numbers and the opposites. Here are rules for naming variables. Good. Use numbers, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and underscores. Examples: score, mice underscore 4, and lives. These are the good things you need to name a variable. Here's what you not want to include. Bad. Include spaces or symbols like minus, divided by, slash, tic-tac-toe, or hashtag, dollar symbol, and at. Use keywords that already mean something else in Python, like the print function we did last video. Use the capital letters like O or I or lowercase l because it looks confusing. For example, the capital O looks like a 0. Examples: mice with the space 4, you cannot have that. Ocelot with the hashtag, can't have that. And print at, which is already a thing. Formatting variable names. Programmers often use naming conventions to make their codes easier to read. A naming convention is a format for naming things like variables. Python will run correctly no matter which naming convention you pick. However, it's best to keep it simple. Like instead of putting something like, my variable is very long, you can just put lives or something, lives. Here are examples. Single lowercase letter. These are formatting variable types. So a single lowercase letter, like X, like that. Single uppercase letter, an uppercase X. All lowercase variable, like treasure. Lowercase and underscores, like X position. Let me change something real quick. This right here needs to be like that. See, underscore. X position, all uppercase letters, captain, like that. Uppercase and underscores, ship name, like this. Capitalize words in the Pascal case. What the Pascal case is every letter starting with each word has to be uppercase. Like for example, jolly with a J and Roger uppercase, like that. Mixed case, camel case. So what the camel case is, everything is lowercase except for the first letter in the second word. Like this, buried treasure is uppercase. Think of it as a hump on a camel. Capitalize words with underscores. Polly want a cracker. This one's a long variable. I would just keep it simple, like exposition or something. I don't know. And that's it for today's video. And that's something about data types, variables, and naming variables, and also formatting variable names. Thank you for watching. This is Python Lesson 2. So, lesson 3, I'll show you how or what are strings and other stuff. And by the way, go to Trinket and you can practice out making variables. Subscribe. You can see you there. Hey guys, welcome back. Today, in the third episode of Python, my Python slides, we're going to do Unit 3, which is strings. So let's get on with it. Strings are a group of sequence characters within either single or double quotation marks. You can use strings to show messages or text on screen in your program. When Python sees a quotation mark, it reads as a string. Here are examples. Game over with the double quotes, time 106 with single, and welcome lol, can I tell you a joke? Here are reminders. Don't mix single and double quotes together. For example, board game night doesn't work because it has a single and a double quote. Let's see how to assign variables to a value of strings. First, name the variable, add the assignment operator, which is basically the equal symbol, and then add the string in the quotation marks. Here's an example. For a joke-telling program, we can name a variable welcome and add the assignment operator, then add the value. So it's welcome lol, can I tell you a joke? Like this. Welcome equals welcome lol, can I tell you a joke? And now we want to put print welcome. So what do you think that's going to put? That's actually going to print welcome lol, can I tell you a joke? It's printing what the variable welcome actually equals. Try it yourself. Go to Trinket and do some examples. Here, candy equals I love Skittles. Print candy. This is gonna print I love Skittles. And do more like that. So here's some line breaks. Line breaks is printing on a new line. Do an escaped end like this. Print. I had a talking parrot, but it didn't say it was hungry, so it died. What do you think this will print? So it's gonna use a line break, so you're gonna have this. I had a talking parrot, but it didn't say it was hungry, so it died. Like that, line break. Operators. You can use operators with strings as well as numbers. Print hello times 3. This will print hello, hello, hello 3 times. So hello 3 times. But if you want a space between these, put a space between the exclamation mark and the quote. So now you have hello, hello, hello with spaces. Go to Trinket and try your own examples. You don't have to put times 3 or just hello. You can put whatever you want. Here's how to do string addition. You can add strings together to make a combined sentence. Part 1, why'd the chicken cross the road? Part 2, to get to the other side. Print part 1 plus part 2. This will print why'd the chicken cross the road to get to the other side, the full joke. Now let's talk about the input function. Sometimes you want a user to input information for you. The input function displays text you add between the parentheses and waits for the user to type something until they press enter. Look, here's an example. Input, add your text here. So it's going to ask you the question. So here, animal equals input. What's your favorite animal? The sentence is my favorite animal is the plus the animal, whatever you type here. Print sentence. What's going to type? So ask the question the input function. When you give an answer like Python, it will plug into the sentence. So it will be my favorite animal is a python. That's an input function. And that's basically Unit 3. Thanks for watching. That's a quick tutorial on strings and what input functions and add strings. Thank you. Next time we'll do Unit 4, which is numbers as variables. Thank you and goodbye. Guys, welcome back. Today, in this 5th unit of Python slides, we're going to do lists and Boolean expressions. So list is a variable that stores multiple values. This is useful when you have several pieces of information that you want to store in one single place. Lists can include numbers, strings, and other lists. Here are examples. Fruits equals apples, bananas, grapes, oranges and pears. See, all in the brackets. Here, lists continue. Think of a list as a row of boxes where each box gets a number starting with 0. This number is called the index. So here, fruits, see, it starts with 0. So apples is 0, Bananas is 1, grapes is 2, oranges is 3, and pears is 4. What do you think fruits 0 will print? This will print apples because Python starts counting at 0 on lists. It's located using the format list number hashtag, where list is the name of the list and the hashtag is the index location of the item. You can also print out a section of the list by naming the ranges of the indexes to print. What do you think this does? It's print fruits 1 to 4. So it's going to print between 1 and 4. Not 1 to 4, between 1 and 4. So, bananas, grapes, oranges. So 1 is bananas. If we go back here, bananas, grapes, oranges. Pears doesn't count because it's not included in the range. Range is between. Here, how to add an item to a list. So let's see. We use the append function. You can add cherries to the list by applying the append function to the fruits like this. Fruits dot append cherries. Now the list is apples, bananas, grapes, oranges, pears, and cherries. That's how you add an item to a list. Here's some list functions. List number references a specific item to the list. Append item adds an item to the end of a list. Insert number, comma, item. It inserts an item in a specific location in the index. Remove item. Removes an item from the list. Sort. Sorts a list by numerical or alphabetical order. Reverse. Sorts a list by reversing the order. Len. Provides the number of items found in the list. Len is basically length. The length of the list. Those are the list functions. So you can try these. I'll show you. Now we have lists within lists. A list can be a set within another list. The second list is called the inner list. You can use this list to show more specialized group. The format making a list within a list is a second set of brackets within the first. Here's list A, B, C, and then within that you have D1, D2, D3, and then outside E. Print list 1, 4 will print B, C, D1, D2, D3. So 1 to 4. So 1, so this all the way to 2, 3, 4. So it only lists, so this entire thing is actually 3. This D1, D2, D3 is all 3. So 1 to 3, 1 to 4, it will print this. Now let's talk about Boolean expressions. In programming, it's very common if we want to know if something is true or something is false. For example, in a game, we want to know if the game is over, or if it's still going, or if a user got a question wrong or right. A Boolean expression is an expression where the answer is only true or false, not yes, no. Here's an example. Height equals 58. Meet limit equals height greater than 50. Print meet limit. What do you think this will print? This is not going to print meet limit. This is going to print true because 58 is greater than 50, which means the height limit is meet, so it's true. Example, test 1 equals 2 equals 4. Does 2 equal 4? No, so this will print false. Here are the comparison operators. This double equal sign is equal to. This exclamation mark with an equals is not equal to. Less than, we all know greater than. This less with equals is less than or equal to. And the greater with equals is greater than equal to or equal to. Comparison operators expressions. See, 2 is equal to 2, it's correct. 2 is not equal to 3, that is correct. 2 is less than 3, yep. 4 is greater than 3. 2 is less than or equal to 2, that's right. 5 is greater than or equal to 3, correct. Now let's go to false. 2 is not equal to 5. 2 is not, here's a trick one. 2 is not equal to 2. So that's saying 2 is not equal to 2. So which is false. 3 is less than 3 is false because it's equal to 3. 2 is greater than 3 is false. 5 is less than or equal to 3. That's not right at all. And 2 is greater than or equal to 3. That's not right. That's it for Unit 5. Thanks for watching. In this next unit, I'll teach you loops. How to repeat code and print repeated stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there. Subscribe. Hi guys, welcome back to another Python tutorial on Google Slides. So for Unit 7, we're going to do while loops and nested loops. I'll show you what that is. While loops repeat as long as condition statements within them are true. A while loop looks like a for loop, but the counting position is replaced with a conditional statement, like if, then, elif. While loops always start with the keyword while, followed by a Boolean expression and a colon. Reminder, a conditional statement runs a chunk of code only when a certain condition is met. Only if something is true, then it will run. Here's a password checker. You can make a password checker that continues to loop until the user types in the correct password. Password equals none. None means empty. While password is not equal to my password 1234, password equals input, enter password. If password is not equal to my password 1234, then print incorrect password. And then if it is correct, then print correct password. Welcome. Example output. Enter password. Let's say version 29. It's incorrect. Enter password. What is it? Incorrect. Enter password. I know it. Incorrect. And enter password. My password 1234. Correct password. Welcome. Infinite loops. In Python, infinite loops or forever loops are while loops that use a Boolean statement that never becomes false. For example, while true, print this song number ends. What this will print is like 1,000,000 copies of this song number ends. How to exit it. Replace one of the Boolean statements to make it false. Like 1 is greater than 3 now, that's false, so now it won't do anything. A nested loop is a loop put inside another loop. They create more complex repeating code. For example, we can make a password program and put a for loop inside the nested loop to print out all the wrong guesses. The user inputs before they guess the correct password. So your password equals none. Attempts equals brackets. While password is not equal to the correct password. Input password. Attempts dot append password. This is what password you have guessed and what you haven't. Print incorrect password. You already guessed that. For I in attempts, print I. Print correct password. Welcome. Here's one. Enter password. This one. Incorrect password. You already guessed this. Enter password. I don't know. You already guessed this. My correct password. Welcome. So it keeps going until you get the right password. Thanks for watching. That's Unit 7, while loops and nested loops. So for Unit 8, in the next video, we will do conditional statements. Thank you and goodbye. Welcome back. Unit 8, today we're doing conditional statements in Python. Google Slides. Let's start. Conditional statements in Python always start with the keyword if, followed by a Boolean expression and a colon. The code that runs if the condition is true is added below the first line and indent. Here are some examples. If, else, and elif, which is else if. Not equal to, less than or greater than, equal to, less than or equal to, and or greater than or equal to. Here's an example. You can use an XP program. You can write an XP program that displays a message if the player has reached the expert level, and it prints skill level expert and only runs if the XP or experience points is greater than or equal to 90. XP equals 150. If XP is greater than or equal to 90, print skill level expert. This will print skill level expert because XP is 150. Else statements. An else statement only runs when a Boolean value is false. To type To use this, type else in new line, then a new line, indent and add code that will run over the Boolean is false. Example, if XP is greater than or equal to 150, display skill level expert. But if it's less than 100, display skill normal. Here, XP equals 90. If XP is greater than or equal to 150, print skill level expert. If else, print skill level normal. It is going to print skill level normal because it's not greater than or equal to 150. Elif statements. Elif is used to combine one else statement with another conditional to check for additional information. Elif is only used for an if or another elif statement. Next to it is a Boolean and a colon. You can add XP program with all three statements. You can add another experience level by adding an elif to the code. The first condition displays skill level expert if XP is greater than or equal to 500. By adding an elif statement, it displays skill level intermediate if the XP is greater than or equal to 100 and less than 500. Then the else statement will run the code to display skill level noob if none of these are true. This is what it would look like. XP equals 25. If XP is greater than or equal to 500, print expert. It's not going to print expert. If else if XP is greater than or equal to 100, print intermediate. If else, print noob. It's going to print noob because your XP is only 25 and it doesn't fit any of these categories except the else. Compound conditional statements. A compound conditional statement is a conditional statement that contains two Boolean expressions. For example, you can make a game where the player gets bonus points if their score is greater than or equal to 1,000 and the difficulty level is expert. Logical operators. They combine multiple Boolean expressions that are valued to 1. Here are the three. And if both expressions are true, then the whole thing is true. If one or more is false, then the whole thing is false. Or if one or both is true, then that condition is true. It doesn't matter if the other one's false. It switches the expression, not switches the expression from opposite, from true to false and false to true. Here's the XP bonus program. XP equals 1,500. Difficulty equals expert. If XP is greater than 1,000 and difficulty is expert, then print you surpass all expectations. It is going to print you surpass all expectations. Truth table. And, or, and not. See, true and true. When one Boolean is true and another one is true, then it's true. True and false equals false. False and true is false. And false and false, false. Here's the or. Or true is true. True or false is true. False or true is true. The only way to be false is for both to be false. And here's the not. Not true is false. And not false is true. Opposites. Nested conditional statements. Nested conditional statements would be nested within loops. For example, you can make a game that loops until the entire game is over. The game could be controlled by compound and nested conditions. Here, words equals brackets, game equals play, while game equals play, new equals input, enter a 3-letter word. If the length of the new word is greater than 3 or less than 3, then print that's not a 3-letter word. If new in words, game equals over, print you already said that word, game over. Print length, how many 3-letter words. Else, print nice one, words start a pen, new. It's add to the new one. And thank you for watching. That was Unit 8 Conditionals. Using else statements, elif statements, and if statements to make an XP program and other stuff. Thank you. Unit 9, we're going to do functions and turtle graphics, which will be going back to Hello World. Thank you and bye. Welcome back to the last unit of Python and Google Slides. Yay! It's functions and turtle graphics. Functions are blocks of code that you can use to build a bigger program. You can add more pre-made functions by importing modules from the library. Turtle graphics. The turtle module is filled with functions that allow you to treat the screen like a drawing board. You use the turtle draw icons on it. You can name which specific functions you want to import from a module. To import all the functions, in the import command with a asterisk. From turtle import like that. That means all the import functions from the turtle module. Moving the turtle. After moving the turtle module, you can use its functions to move the turtle around the screen. The turtle starts with facing to the right. You can make the turtle use it to go forwards or backwards. Turtle is actually just a triangle that points in the direction. Moving the turtle. You can make the turtle move 100 pixels on the screen like this. From turtle import forward 100. It will go like this. Left and right functions. The left and the right functions move the turtle in that direction. They require a specific number. To turn 90 degrees, left, use left 90. You can use turtle functions along with other parts of Python. Using loops to make art. You can use loops to make interesting art. For a loop that repeats 6 times, along with the forward and right functions, can make a hexagon. So from turtle import, for j in range 6, forward 70, right 6. This is going to make a hexagon. Nesting shapes inside loops. You can also nest a hexagon loop inside another loop that rotates by 5 degrees after each is drawn. Repeating that, you can actually make 72 hexagons, each 5 degrees rotated to the right. Like this. How cool does that look? Probably gonna take 5 minutes for the entire thing to complete. From turtle input, for I in range 72 times. For j in range 6, you just add that. And right 5, so it goes right 5 for each. Here are some turtle art functions. I'm not gonna read all that, but you guys can see what the functions are. Forwards, backwards, right, left. Pen up, which picks the pen up. Pen down, puts it down. Pen color, you can change your color. Heading, it returns to the correct position. Position, returns to the current X and Y position. Go to, it moves it to a specific location. Fill color, changes the color of the turtle's pen. Begin fill, remembers the starting point for the fill. End fill closes the polygon and fills with the current fill color. Dot draws a dot at the current position. Stamps the image of the turtle to the ground. And the shape changes the shape of the turtle. Those are just some of the functions. Now let's talk about functions. If you're using the same piece of code over and over in Python, it's best to make your own function. When making a new function, it's called defining a function. To define a function, use this format. Def function name. Print hello. Indent and add your code. Printing hello world. We're going back to hello world. The first Python thing we did. So def hello, print hello world and hello function. This will print hello world. Now the last thing we'll cover is creating functions to convert. You can make a function to convert from meters to feet. Inside the convert function, you can multiply the meters parameter by 3.281. Def convert meters. Feet equals meters times 3.281. Return feet. Convert 5 meters to feet. What do you get? convert feet to meters. Meters to feet. So it converts 5 to 16.405 by multiplying it by 3.281. And that's all. That's all the Python slides from everything we did. From getting started all the way to creating functions. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If this is helpful, if you like my Python videos, please subscribe. And I'll be having more videos coming soon. Guys, this is Trinket again. And today I found modern art. I created modern art again. But this time it's spirals. Different shapes this time. So here's a code. So hashtag it's been Python3. Python, so what we did. And then we're gonna import turtle. So from turtle import, the speed is 0 first, and then the list of colors is red, green, purple, yellow, blue, cyan, and orange. You can change that to anything you want. Any amount of colors. Now let's make a loop. So for I in range 250, so it's going to draw 250 different lines, and they each get bigger. The color list is I %7. So it colors a random color, and then it's that %7. The pen size is I, whatever it's on, divide by 3. And then it goes forward I steps, left 136, and right 10. Let's see what this does. As you see, we have triangles that keep increasing in size until you reach 250. Let's watch it. There. If you want, you can change this to 500. If you want more, you can do it 100. Or, if you want, you can change, like how I taught you guys. You can do the shape as the actual turtle. See, now it's an actual turtle. Let's change this to 100 instead of 250. Look at that. That's how you can create modern spiral art with just these lines of code. I'll see you next time for more. Peace, peace, peace. Guys, welcome back to Trinket, which is a Python website we're in. So this tutorial is this code right here, which is going to show you how to make a countdown with the rocket. So until launch. So use range, use loops. So it's the number starts at 10. You want to get it to 10 and go to 1. So it starts at 10. It stops before 0 and it counts by -1. Okay? And you have to print the string of I, which is basically the number it's on, plus how many seconds till liftoff. This is going to print 10 seconds till liftoff, 9 seconds till liftoff, 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until it gets to 1. That's how you can use loops. You can customize it by adding your own code. And if you want to copy this code right here, it's right here. And that's the code that will show you how to make a countdown that gets a rocket so it reaches 1. Thank you. Peace out.